Sometimes you get a fault in a car and you go through a whole set of complex problem solving, and it's often something very simple that we've just overlooked or forgotten about. This video then, we're going to focus on the fuel filter. We're going to look at some of the typical symptoms of a bad or blocked fuel filter and how that will affect our engine and our general drive. And it just helps us to eliminate the obvious sometimes. If we've changed the fuel filter, which is relatively easy and relatively inexpensive on most models of car, we can then start to diagnose the other problems and faults. But often if we've got these symptoms that I'm going to list, it's down to a bad fuel filter. The modern injection system has come a long way from the traditional carburetor systems. The fine mists of fuel and the high pressure injection systems require a lot of care, a lot of protection. The formulation of fuel is very complex now and prevents the formation of deposits and crystals inside the fuel system in the injectors, and helps to keep everything running nice and clean and effectively. The fuel filter goes some way to making sure that the general debris and crud that gets into the fuel and the fuel tank doesn't make it through to these delicate components, the fuel pumps, the injectors, and indeed even the fuel lines, where blockages can inhibit the flow of fuel considerably. The most common sign of a bad fuel filter is a loss of acceleration. When the throttle is increased, the demand for fuel increases, and if the filter is blocked, it's unable to flow the fuel sufficiently to deliver the power requirements that you're asking for, and that results in flat spots or poor running of the engine. At low speeds, low tick over, even a blocked fuel filter can still flow enough fuel. There's very little evidence there of a problem. It's only when we go full throttle and we start to ask more fuel that we start to realise there is this blockage in the system, and that's down to the fuel filter often. Other telltale signs might be bad starting or hard starting. If the car is difficult to start, that can be down to the fuel filter just creating a bit of a blockage in the fuel system. Insufficient fuel at the engine will mean it doesn't start, or even that it starts to stall. You might notice as you lift off the throttle, the engine starts to die, and that again could be down to a blocked fuel filter. You might think that running a blocked fuel filter improves fuel economy because less fuel is getting through to the engine, but actually the reality is often very different to that. The engine management system is compensating for the bad supply of fuel. It starts to request more fuel into the engine. It starts to run rich, and that can have a host of other problems, particularly if a car has a particulate filter. And it may also have progressed to the point we start to get an engine warning light, a check engine light on the dashboard, and that can be down to low fuel pressure. In these modern high pressure fuel injection systems and direct injection, you need a lot of pressure there, and even a slight drop in that pressure can dramatically affect the running of the engine, to the point that the engine management system flags up a problem or an error. In a petrol engine, the fuel filter there is predominantly there to catch the particles that get picked up in the fuel, rust particles from components inside the engine. Now, most of the fuel tanks nowadays are plastic, but some of the pipes still contain metal elements. There's metal clips, metal connectors, and these can rust over time, causing those rust components to build up in the fuel, and you certainly don't want those going through to the injectors. With diesel systems, the fuel filter actually helps to remove water contamination, and you really don't want to be sucking water into the diesel engine through the fuel injectors. Diesel often contains trace amounts of moisture, and if we don't keep the tank fully topped up most of the time, moisture can build up inside the tank, meaning the fuel filter has a bit more work to do removing those water molecules from the fuel as it's delivered to the engine. In cold weather, diesel is also prone to form wax or gel, and that can block the fuel filter. And fuel does go off with age. As the fuel gets older, it becomes less fluid or less liquid, and you start to get this crystallization, these gels, these varnishes forming within the fuel, and they're generally captured inside the fuel filter. It may be that we do very few miles per year, but our fuel filter is always getting blocked, and that's a common problem really on a lot of these classic cars. The fuel filters are blocked up with this fuel that has become degraded over time, and it really does pay to keep good quality quality fuel to keep the fuel tank topped up, to make sure we're getting through the fuel. And if we don't use that much fuel, we have no option really but to run just the amount of fuel that we need for maybe a month or so, just to make sure that fuel is not getting too old. On petrol or gasoline cars, most manufacturers will state a change interval of about 40,000 to 60,000 miles. Let me know in the comments what yours is due to be changed at. And diesel engines typically need one between 20,000 and 30,000 miles. We've got to remember that the diesel filters are doing more work. Diesel is a thicker fuel. There's more risk there for the contaminants, the acids, the varnishes and things to build up in the fuel and clog that fuel filter, which is why the fuel filter change is often shorter on diesel engines. Does running low on fuel make it worse? There's a lot of debate and opinion out there. So many people will say that when you run the tank low, all of the debris in the tank is sucked up into the fuel system and then into the engine. Now, you've got to remember that the fuel pickup is at the lowest point of the fuel tank, and it's already there. It's already at the bottom with all the debris. You shouldn't get that much debris inside a fuel tank anyway, especially a modern plastic one. There's no rust that's dropping into the fuel tank, and the fuel that we buy is fairly good quality. It's filtered, and perhaps it contains less debris and particles that the more dubious suppliers of fuel in less regulated regions might try to get away with. The biggest risk with running low is getting an airlock in the fuel system, and that can prevent the engine from running smoothly, and it can be a real pain to remove some of these bubbles that are formed in this highly pressurized fuel system. Some of the problems that we've highlighted here can be down to other things, but it's just worth changing that fuel filter. Let me know what your experience has been. Have you had to change your fuel filter because it's bad? Do you make a point of changing your fuel filter every 2 years or every 20 or 30,000 miles? And let me know what engine you've got, because that just helps everyone to build up a picture of what needs to be done to keep our cars running reliably and efficiently. Thanks for watching. Please boot the like button. That really does help us to get out there. If you've not subscribed to the channel, please do so, and I've lined up this video and this playlist for you that you should find really interesting. Thanks for watching. See you in these next videos.